Ed Ricketts, made famous by John Steinbeck's novel Cannery Row, owned a shack called the Pacific Biological Laboratory.
In 1948, Doc Ricketts was going out for beer one evening and a train hit him here, Cannery Row. And shortly Harlan Watkins came down from San Francisco. He taught English literature and world literature, and so he knew Steinbeck and the whole thing, saw the place was vacant, got the place for $40 a month to live.
The lab is on what's now known as Cannery Row. And it was started by a group of guys, all prominent, all of them. I think maybe 20, 25 guys, dentists, doctors, and they all love jazz.
We incorporated under Doc Ricketts' name, Pacific Biological Laboratory.
They all love to discuss,
I learned more at this bar than any place in the world. The other two cartoonists were Gus Areola, who drew Gordo, and Hank Ketchum, Dennis the Menace.
Great musicians, jazz artists. Would sit there until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, drinking straight bourbon, whiskey, playing.
Well, Earl Father Hines, Percy Heath, they played at the festival. And then many of the members here were on the board, and they say, I got nothing to do, come down, have a drink, whatever. Oh, Phil Woods, kind of a hipster, bopster. He never went home. He and I sat here, he was in love with whatever. And finally, around 4 o'clock, he went out the door, and I saw him go up the street. He still had a glass in his hand, his horn, walking up in the night.
The lab really served as a meeting point for a whole bunch of people. Again, through the Jazz Times and the Monterey Pop Festival, you'd have all sorts of different people coming to the lab after he played. Just like a bar, they had the hanging glasses, and there were martini glasses, and margarita glasses, and white wine glasses, red wine glasses, highballs, whatever it might have been. It was all there. I remember going through in the bathroom at the lab was this funky old mirrored cabinet, but there were all these different old apothecary jars and bottles that had handwritten labels on them, small to medium-sized to horse-sized pills, and they would say light hangover, medium hangover, heavy hangover.
They had fun times for a long time, good music, good living, good food, but he is the guy, the guy who is always making everything happen.
Well, a few years ago, we gave the building to the city of Monterey. And we've got 15 years more to come here Wednesdays, and we've got a 5-year extension. So 2013, we better all be dead or we can't come.
Yeah, he's on San Francisco. That was a Christmas joke. Cable car. The best, two little kids are talking here, and people got packages. The best Christmas present I could get is my parents renewing their marriage contract. That appeared in Playboy. Quite a plea for parents to stay together. Oh, I always like this one. It's a big scene. They're dressed in Dickensian times. What we have here is gluttony and abstinence, ribaldry and prayer, obscenities and solemn ceremonies, dancing, screwing around, and saintliness. All in all, Christmas works.
Italian art, the religious painting, Michelangelo, Tintoretto, Giorgione. I've learned as much. I just love it. The cathedrals in Italy and France. I've often thought if I lived then, I'd love to be up on a ceiling on my back painting. Those pictures were painted for people who could not read and write. They were sending a message. That's what cartooning is, sending a message. How the message is sent, the composition, the dramaticness of it. When you get into the Impressionists, they broke up color and it's the mood and all that. No, they put, Mary there in a red dress. And The other guy's got a blue cloak. It's comic strip. Just bang that color. Keep it simple. He's talking about a drink here. It's a naive Hanshu sake without any real pizzazz, but you'll be amused by its transcendentalism. That's kind of funny. Que pasa, Hideki? You used to be a hoot. I've got Spanish in there and English slang. I don't know. Sounds funny. If it sounds funny to me, it is funny. Now I remember you. You got a C- in Kama Sutra. It's probably painful what he's doing there.
"1960, Playboy." Hefner kept writing me notes, because that's what he said in the letter. "I knew your work for Esquire, and I'd like you to come."
For decades, it was always the cartoon after the fold-out. And I could always pick up a Playboy, or when my friends would come over and we were 10 years old, we'd pick up a Playboy. It's like, this is where my dad drew. Of course, they'd immediately turn to the better pages.
You sit and you're watching him, and yet you look down, and he's intense and drawing away, and you look down, and there are these stacks of Playboy magazines. It was trippy to watch this serious person, this very strong Swiss Italian, drawing cartoons that are funny and sexual.
Doing boy-girl jokes for, 15 years with Esquire, and then you're starting with Playboy. It's endless, and it's like you're doing the same joke all the time. So, I went back in history, and you get satyrs, the Greek myths. They're ideal. They're an equivalent for the businessman or the Playboy bachelor or whoever that's chasing these girls. They did it professionally, satyrs. And nymphs, to me, had a certain weight to them. And Rubens and all that. I think there's more humor in a plump girl than there is in a sylph-like. You don't laugh at one like that. And I don't want to be laughing at stout girls, but I think plump girls are humorous. In real life, they're more apt to be. You get a Vogue model, and I don't think she'll ever be funny.
There's a lot of those pile-ups of Japanese people, and people are talking, "Very happy workshop tonight. All have found G-spot, even Mrs. Yamada." Search for the G-spot. All right.
I mean, he looked the part, but he wasn't, what do you call that type of guy? Like Hugh Hefner. He wasn't doing it, and he never did it.
Well, it doesn't come from real life. No, it's observation. No, I was very conservative. All my friends were out screwing around, you might say. But I certainly wasn't. No. Yeah, open and shut right there.